Hi, I'm Bill, the Domestic Monk. Welcome to another video and thanks very much for watching. So the other day my wife and I got invited to go out with some new friends that we met, and during the course of the evening conversation we found out they were Catholic and we got talking about various things. And one of the things he brought up during the conversation was a YouTube priest by the name of Father Dave from St. Martha's, and I think it's up in New Jersey. He mentioned he listens to his sermons online and they were great. So I went online and listened, and I caught his one from last week and it was fantastic. I loved it. So that gave me an idea for this video. So, you know, YouTube, social media is an interesting thing. I mean, nothing in and of itself is good or bad, right? It's what we do with it, right? We have inclinations toward good or bad, sinful inclinations and virtuous inclinations. If we act on the virtuous ones, they're good. If we act on the sinful ones, they're bad, right? So, and it's the same thing with everything. Social media, for the most part, I got off of social media, Twitter and Facebook, and I just got off of those. I mean, I found they didn't work to me. There's a lot of negativity out there. I just got out of them. But YouTube, I love YouTube. I mean, you know, doing projects around my house, anytime I need, I just finished building a little dock on my pond, and I just hit YouTube and found a bunch of videos and kind of worked out in my mind what I wanted to do, and I just got the dock finished and I'm happy with it. It's great. And it's the same thing for Catholicism. That's one of the reasons I do my channel. And there are so many good Catholic apostolates on YouTube that you almost can't get to the bottom of them. There's so many of them that are out there. So I thought I'd share some of my favorite YouTube priests. My first and favorite YouTube priest is Father MarkGoring with the Companions of the Cross up in Canada. I love that guy. I've been watching his, if a video comes out and I'm not doing anything, I get a notification, I watch it. I mean, and every day, well, pretty much every day he puts out a short video and I typically watch him. He puts up some of his sermons, which are fantastic, but he talks about a little of everything. He has a little book club that a reading club that he does every month, or about every month, where he encourages people to read spiritual reading. He talks about all kinds of things in the church, Eucharistic miracles, Marian apparitions. He talks about church politics. He talks about it all. He's fantastic. I love the guy. He just seems like he has a heart of gold. He shares his personal life with you a little bit. He seems like just a great guy, and who knows, maybe one day I'll get to meet him. In fact, he's the inspiration for me on this channel. I just he's been such an inspiration to me, and I thought that as a lay Catholic, and when I realized that I had, like all of us, a call to evangelize in the new evangelization, I felt this was the way that I could do it, and he was one of the people that I mentored from. Another one is a YouTube channel called God's Cottage, and the priest there is Father Thaddeus Doyle, or Thaddy Doyle, and he's an interesting guy. And you know, I don't know how you can't want to listen to an Irish priest. I mean, I could just listen to him talk all day long. He starts all his videos, "Hello to my YouTube family," and it's just, I can listen to him all day long. But more than that, he has great content, and he really talks about faith and building faith, and his videos are a little bit long. Father Goring's videos are usually short, under 5 minutes typically. Father Doyle's are longer, but they're fantastic. I recommend you look him up. That's God's Cottage. Another YouTube priest that I like to follow is Father EdwardMeeks. I'm not even sure where his parish is located, honestly. His sermons are fantastic. I mean, I like, you know, your straightforward Catholic teaching, no compromise, and that's him. He just tells it like it is. And remarkably, he was a former Anglican priest. I guess his parish, he and his entire parish converted 10 years ago or something. He came over to the Catholic Church, and what an asset he's been for us. And I'll tell you, you know, there's another YouTuber, Catholic YouTuber, who is a former Anglican priest who seems intent on sowing discord in the Catholic Church. He could learn from Father EdwardMeeks. I mean, he came over here from Anglicanism, and he is preaching church teaching straight out. So look him up. He's fantastic. So Father Jeffrey Kirby he has a YouTube channel called Grace Lily Productions. I love this guy. He's a little bit fire and brimstone. You know, when I grew up and I was an altar boy, I had a priest at St. Joseph's in North Brookfield, Massachusetts. His name was Father Hughes. He seemed older than dirt to me. I was just a little kid, obviously. He was an altar boy. And he used to get up there and he'd lean on the podium and he'd shake his finger at the parish like that when he was preaching. And Father Kirby doesn't do that, and he's younger than Father Hughes was. But he's fire and brimstone. He raises his voice, he gets fired up. But he's also, what I like, he's direct and right, tells it like it is. I mean, you know where you stand with him right away. And then in addition to putting his sermons up during the week, he does a number of faith formation videos that are fantastic too. I recommend those. So that's Grace Lily Productions. So another YouTube channel, if you just want good sermons, Our Lady of the Gulf Catholic Church. There are two priests there. The first one is Father Michael O'Connor, and the second one is Father James Smith. Father Michael O'Connor, I think, is the primary pastor, and maybe Father Smith is the associate pastor, whatever. But both of them give fantastic homilies, and they post them online, and so they're available, and you can go back and listen to past ones or whatever. Fantastic. Our Lady of the Gulf Catholic Church. Now, the next one I'm going to talk about is a little bit different. Is Father Chris Allard. He's with the National Shrine of Divine Mercy up in Stockbridge, Massachusetts. Now, I think he does have his homilies online too. I haven't listened to a lot of those, but he has an Explaining the Faith series. It's fantastic. I mean, he goes into real great depth in anything, you name it. Galileo, the Crusades, guardian angels, demonology, you know, whatever it is. If there's something you're interested in the faith, Marian apparitions, the Eucharistic minister, whatever, you know, Father MarkGoring, there's little short videos that kind of plant the seed of thought and get you, or at least it causes me to go do research on my own, maybe get a book he recommends or look for some more videos on it or whatever. Father Chris Allard, he explains this thing from A to Z. I mean, you watch one of these videos and it's like attending a class, you know, in Catholic theology or, you know, the teachings of the church, whatever it is. So it's fantastic. If you've got time, they're longer videos, but they're great. You know, I use them when I'm mowing the lawn or working around the yard or driving long distance. I'll plug one in and they're fantastic. The next one I'm going to recommend is Father Angelo Sebastian from St. Kilian in Mission Viejo. That's the church I just came from. What an amazing parish priest he is. I mean, he's such a humble guy, and I got to know him a little bit, you know, before I left, and he just cares so much about that parish, and it shows. I mean, we had a good parish anyway, but he really took that thing to another level. I know my faith journey kicked into high gear under Father Angelos. He gives great homilies too, but he also teaches. He does a lot of faith formation. One of the things that COVID, the restrictions did was kill that. He had a faith formation class that he would teach every Monday, and it was fantastic. And it filled the room. I mean, if you can get 60 or 70 people come out to listen to a faith formation class, you know you're doing something right. And his messages are positive, and he's just such a loving, caring guy. St. Kilian, Mission Viejo, California. Father Angelos is great. He's just got a special place in my heart. So if you get a chance and you want to look for a different perspective on a homily, he's a great one to go to. We all have, that's what's great about the Catholic Church, right? We, you know, when I started this video, restarted this video a year ago, my wife and I were moving from California to Tennessee. And one of the things we did is we attended Mass all across the United States, and I did a little YouTube video on all of those and posted on my Mass experiences. And you know, not every priest has the preaching charism, right? I mean, they may be better confessors or spiritual advisors or administrators of their parish, but maybe preaching isn't their thing. And so you may go to a church and you don't feel inspired or thoroughly fed by your pastor during the sermon. There's so many that are out there. I mean, the most important thing about going to Mass is the sacrament, right? The Blessed Sacrament, the Eucharist, that's what we're there for. So to worship our Lord and to receive His body and blood like He commanded us to do. So you know, if you don't have a priest that appeals to you, you can always go online and find so many that do, and just listen to that sermon, you know, that week's readings and that perspective in an online format. And it's a way to further your study and growth in the faith anyway. So that's kind of my video. I just wanted to share, and I would like to hear from you. Who is it that you like, and who do you listen to? I know, like, you know, the guys in my Cursillo group, they love Bishop Barron, for example, or they love, my wife loves Father Mike Schmitz. A lot of the guys in my Cursillo group love Father Mike Schmitz. And nothing against those guys, but they don't speak to me like some of these other guys do. So I'm curious, who do you listen to? Like, what priest do you follow online? And why does that particular priest speak to you? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks very much for watching. And as always, siempre adelante.